this channel, I never really get into the old school boxing. Boxing, back in the 1800s, the 1900s. I don't really get into that much on this channel, but I'm gonna start opening up doors with that stuff too because I used to get a lot of information from my grandpa, pops. They used to really school me on a lot of these older fighters, leading up to when I got a little bit older. And then, I started watching. I became a big fan of Mike Tyson and things like that. So I started going to libraries, and I used to read up on a lot of these older fighters. So I'm quite keen on a lot of that stuff. Not a lot, not a whole bunch. It's always stuff that I'm still learning. But some of these fighters that I'm really fond of, like Jack Johnson, uh, you know, Nicolino Loche, uh, Jack Dempsey, Joe Louis. You got the Willie Peps. You got a lot of these guys like this, and then later on, the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Marvin Haglers. Um, I love those dudes. I mean, I'm big fans of a lot of these guys. Uh, but there's this, in today in this era of boxing, there's this thing called ducking. And there's a lot of ducking that goes around in all these divisions, and it's indirect ducking. It's like these boxers today are not like the men of yesterday. It's a totally new breed, bro. If you see the records, like I said, with some of these dudes, 100 and something wins, 6 losses, and it's really incredible to see shit like that. You're never gonna see that again. That's gone. You'll never see that era ever again. Now everything is like is prima donnaism, diva talk. I won't fight you. Who has he fought? This, that, the third. It's real suckerish things going on in boxing today. But I'll say this: there were still duck moves in those days too. And I'm going to talk about that guy you see here on this thumbnail, Sam Langford. You know what I mean? One of the best heavyweights to ever live. One of the best boxers to ever step in that fucking square circle, man. Uh, Dude was a short little guy, 5'5", 5'6". He was like a stocky little dude. Uh, he had, I heard, yeah, he was a heavy puncher. Like, there was boxers back then. They used to say this dude hit like a fucking, like his fist felt like baseball bats hitting him, and he was really a strong dude. And two boxers in particular, uh, that were well known, Jack Dempsey and Jack Johnson, so to speak. They duck dude. But see, here's the thing is, back then, when they were the ducking was like they were more they was manly about their shit. They weren't using promoters to hide behind dudes and all this other stuff. But there was things about Jack Johnson I didn't like either. He used to never would have really give a lot of black fighters chances, man. Especially when he got the belt, he never really wanted to give him a lot of shots and things like that. And he kind of rubbed black people wrong back in those days when he used to do that shit. You know, and then it's funny because you see that same thing kind of happening in boxing today. Uh, a lot of times Floyd Mayweather, like you would see like he would give a lot of he liked to fight a lot of Spanish dudes, Hispanics. No disrespect to them. Just saying, it's a certain thing that he's doing now. Same thing with Tank. Uh, Tank hardly fights black fighters. It's almost like the same kind of situation, almost, man. Uh, but Jack Johnson, he actually did fight. He fought Sam Langford once before he was heavyweight. I think he fought Sam Langford uh, back in I think it was 1906. Like I think it was sometime around 1905 or '06. One of those years, if I can remember right. I gotta probably go brush up on a lot more of this stuff, man. But um, this popped up in my head, like the Sam Langford dude, because I saw an article. Actually, it was a video. Somebody was bringing up Sam Langford. I'm like, he sounds familiar. But like, that's the dude that was ducked by Dempsey. And people were saying Jack Johnson had ducked him, which is like, it's half true and it's not true because they actually fought. Like I said, in 1900, they did fight, but he gave Jack Johnson, he gave Jack Johnson a run for his money. They went the whole fight, 15 rounds. and he did manage to he knocked down Sam Langford a few times in that fight, but Jack Johnson went on record to say this dude is strong, hit hard, and he didn't want to give him the rematch. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to give him a chance to once he got the belt. He just like, all right, nah, you know what I'm saying? He felt like he was gonna probably lose to Sam Langford, man. So he didn't want to give him another. He didn't want to give him another shot, which was kind of foul, you know. So Jack Johnson, man, as great of a boxer as he was kind of like a diva in his era too, in a sense, man. He felt like he was gonna be the only black heavyweight, and he is the first black heavyweight boxer ever. So Jack Johnson is, but Jack Dempsey later on I believe that was like 19. I think that was like later on, well, another 8 or 9 years after he fought Jack Johnson. Uh, Jack Dempsey didn't even want to fight him either. But the way Jack Dempsey went about it, man, he kept it all the way real. He was like, "Yo, I don't fear nobody." But I think he would have walked, but he would have flattened me. Some words like that he had said. He straight up said he was scared, bro. He said, "Hey, I'm not fighting Sam Langford. He will fuck me up. I ain't fighting him." Now, I gotta respect shit like that. If you're scared of somebody and you say you scared, you gotta respect that. Instead of pretending like you ain't afraid and saying nobody's ducking, I'm on this side of the street, this, that, and the third, scared to lose your own type shit. It's different. So I kind of respect that. You know, you gotta respect shit like that. They don't make men like that no more, bro. They don't. And it's crazy because he didn't even want to fight him when my man only had I believe when that around that time he because Langford went blind. I don't know what I don't remember what eye it was at first. He had went completely blind later on, but he lost one of his eyes. Like his eyesight started going because of one of his fights, and he still was fighting for like another 8 9 years with one fucking eye, bro. One eye. That's an interesting fact about Sam Langford. And boy, when you think about today's boxers, bro, and how they can't even fight with they'll have the littlest injury and won't even fight. This guy went on to fight 9 years with one fucking eye, bro. You know, because back then it wasn't like the doctors wasn't the rules for boxing wasn't as strict, as they are now. But I still thought that was amazing, bro, to fight with one fucking eye for all those years. So Sam Langford definitely goes down as one of the greatest, and he was definitely dudes did duck the smoke with him. Jack Johnson semi ducked the smoke halfway. He did give him a shot, but he did whoop him down. But he said Langford held his own, gave him a good run. And I guess him fighting Langford spooked him. That power spooked him. He didn't want no more parts of that power. You know what I'm saying? But Jack Dempsey straight ducked him. But it's a respectable duck because he didn't try to like front like who has Sam Langford fought. I'm not gonna fight Sam Langford. He ain't fought nobody. He ain't even won a world title before. Why am I gonna give him a shot? He never was a champion. He never said that. He said, "Look, I ain't fighting him. He will flatten my ass. I'm afraid of that man." Gotta respect that, man. So we will never see this era of boxing again. Y'all make sure y'all go over to my Rebel World of Boxing. When I do slideshows and the greatest this, the greatest that, you will see Sam Langford pop up in some of these videos. So pay attention. I will probably start going deeper into the history of certain other boxers, talking about certain other boxers that I like from back in those era. Because I'm quite fond of a lot of boxers back then, man. A whole lot of them. So y'all stay tuned, man. But anyway, let me know what you think, man, about Sam Langford, man. Uh, he's one of the greatest, man, that never had a world title. And always will be one of the greatest in my book, bro. Being ducked by Jack Dempsey, and fucking hell, you still can say he was ducked. He was ducked. Slightly ducked. I call it a duck because before he fought Sam Langford, Jack Johnson, he didn't know what time it was with that power. But then when he felt that power, he's like, I don't want no more of that nigga. I'm good. As tough as Jack Johnson was, that should tell you how durable and how much of a motherfucking monster Sam Langford was. Rest in peace, Sam. You earned it, baby. It's your boy, Rebel Life Boxing. I'll catch y'all in the next one.